Well, hello, beautiful souls. I hope you're doing amazing. This is going to be your collective reading for right now. I skipped the one last week. I took a little break. I skipped a lot of things, but I'm back. So, we are going to jump into the collective. I'm going to do it a little bit differently. There will be an extended on Patreon. I'm not sure what it's going to be. It's always a second spread, but I don't know if I want to do the individual signs or not. I'll definitely say by the end. But let's see what this energy is going to be. We have horned cactus and lay of the land for the first set of cards. This is a money issue. For those of you that have debts that have not been resolved, I feel like you can put together some sort of plan to resolve that debt. I do feel like it's going to be a lot of work. Not a lot of work, but a lot of planning or budgeting to make it happen, but you can do it. This also is giving me vibes of old energy or old situations that you have been through. Whether this is love or a friendship or something like that. I do feel like it has taught you lessons. So this is a lesson. This is some sort of lesson that has led you to this moment. Okay. So something's coming in fairly quickly. To put an end to a lesson. So we have been going through some sort of lesson. It's different for different people, and that's what I'm getting. And that's why I couldn't narrow it down because it's all over the board. For some of us, it has to do with career. For some of it has to do with money. For some of us, it has to do with relationships. You know, we had to learn a lot. We had to grow from it. We had to work our way out of some sort of lesson, whether karmic or just otherwise. And now there's some sort of movement happening. Some sort of movement, growth, expansion. Where it looks like there wouldn't be any. Or maybe there were negative thoughts or negative feelings about it. You know? And now you have an opportunity to conclude whatever that is and move forward to something brighter. A lot of you are getting an opportunity to have a new relationship. You know, this is a really good time to follow how you truly feel about something. And you need to know the difference between I feel love for this person and I just want this person, or I have desire for this person, or I want to have sex with this person. There are differences between the two. This is about following love, the feeling of wanting to get to know a person, you know, something like that. And see if things can grow. This is an opportunity for that. But I feel like this is a different type of love. Like maybe someone you were scared to get to know. Something that played around with your shadow side. Like maybe I don't have enough, or I don't want to apologize to this person, or something like that. So it's something where you didn't, or you were scared to move forward, and now you have an opportunity to do so. And they're pushing you to go towards the feeling of love. Because I feel like now that you've closed something else out of your life, you tried to make it work. I feel like you tried to be practical. For those of you in a relationship, it's like you were doing the everyday thing and hoping that it would work itself out. And you came to some sort of spiritual enlightenment that you're like, this is not how I want to live my life continuously. Okay. And you weighed your options and your opportunities around you and decided to put an end to something you didn't need any longer. Okay. That's exactly what this looks like. So we're going to get into the spread. Okay. Let's see what we have for the collective energy. I'm going to do a Celtic cross. There we go. Whoop, there we go. Okay, so we have the Ace of Rods, Page of Swords, Five of Swords, the Magician, the Three of Wands, the Four of Swords, Two of Cups, the Fool, the Four of Pentacles, and the Death. Yeah, this is definitely bringing in something new. This is like a final conclusion to something, to bring in something new. Like the final, beating the final boss, as you say, if you're playing video games. So, Seven of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Yeah. So, the way that this energy is playing out here with these two cards, this is like, you thought that something was your future, right? You can't get rid of something. It is what it is. Why do I feel like this is another person? So I feel like we're talking to two different people here. So this is fighting for something you thought was your be all end all, right? This is an assessment of what it is that you're fighting for. Because I feel like what you thought was going to be the future or how things were going to proceed forward, there's a shift or a change. And something was brought to your attention, okay, that needed some sort of action. So you had to put an action in to do what is right for yourself. And that's where this energy is coming in. It's like an assessment of where you were, okay, or feeling safe. And that's what I feel like this energy is. It's very much feeling safe where you are, and feel like you're investing in the future in whatever it is that you're involved in, right? But then assessing or noticing inconsistencies in how you feel and how things are working out, how people are acting, depending on what the situation is. And deciding that you want something different, or you want to move on, or you want something more collaborative, or, if it's debt, honestly, working with the debt collector and finally getting the situation resolved. It's very wide what this could be. So anywho, we have the Magician. The Magician is you in the past, making things work how they're going to work. Okay? Figuring it out, how you're going to figure it out. Step by step, yes. This is a long, tedious road. Okay? Trying your best to convince yourself that things are going to work. Feeling trapped, like you don't know what you can do, right? This is almost like something else controlling your actions. But I get this feeling of you not knowing it. Because to you, you're just trying to work with the situation or with the person. Yeah, see that? Two of Pentacles, balancing. Balancing. But I also feel like if you're dealing with another person, this person wasn't prioritizing your feelings. But a lot of you were trying to balance your career or money. And this is like making things work, but feeling trapped. That energy of feeling trapped in what you have created is growing at this point in the past. So a lot of you have noticed that you were kind of giving up your power to something. Contentment, consistency, repetition. Okay. So then we have the Ace of Rods and the Page of Swords. This is that knowing. So to me, this feels like a motivation, a turning point where you start to see where your efforts have been taking you and where it looks like this is going. But this is a change of not being happy with how things were going, not being happy with just maintaining or balancing or the routine and wanting change. Right? So I feel like this has been going on for a while. You seeing it, you feeling it, you knowing this, but not really taking action. The page is still at the beginning. It's like a message, a learning lesson, a step into the classroom. You know what I mean? You're listening to the lecture, you ain't taking notes yet. And that's what I see is happening. So now that you have that information, you're doing something with it, is what it looks like. Now, this could be you or someone else, because this is just one person, like one specific energy. So, yeah, this is definitely an assessment of a situation. However it is that you have to get out of this or rectify it, or this moment of clarity that you're having, that you need to pay attention to something, it's going to be not a struggle, but a little bit complicated to get out of this little spider web that you're in. It's going to be a little bit complicated. And you haven't really been working on it right now. It's more like putting a plan into action about what's going to happen next. Yeah. See, the truth is revealed. The truth is there. But it's like, because it took you so long to make a decision, or this person so long, now we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, which is like, this is going to be a really big change in direction, a really big change in flow. Okay. But it's going to bring about balance. It's going to make a lot of you feel a lot better. Resolve debts. It just makes you feel more balanced, like things are more on your side, right? So for those of you who are confused about if somebody cares, if this is going in the right direction, this will clear this up. Okay? Because whatever this small little thing that has been poking you, like, pay attention to me, you're not happy, this is not right. By paying attention to that, it clears up all the confusion that you have. You know, this is not a foolish risk. And I feel like you think that it may be, but it's not. I don't really feel like it is. So a lot of you tried a second time with a person. And now it's time to clear up the illusion of what you hope is going to happen and see what is happening right now. So I'm see. So I see too that someone is getting clear about their feelings about one person and about another. But there's some sort of major change, movement, shift that is happening with these 3 cards, for sure. So the bottom line is the 3 of Wands, which I love because it talks about needing to take some sort of action. Putting yourself in a predicament where things are working in your favor. You know, things are moving forward. They're not just stagnant. You're not just trying to work things out. You're not just trying to balance in the in-between. You're moving forward. So that's the key player to this whole thing, is needing to move forward. Needing to see some sort of results. You know, this is like being stagnant for a long time. And you're like, okay, now I want to see something happen. I want to see something grow. I want to see a person change. And I've put in all this work. Yeah. The Queen of Swords means that you're paying attention. You know, you're paying attention to what you're receiving and what you're giving is what I'm getting there. So it could be, for a lot of you, you're with a person that's saying the right things, but they're not doing the right things. When it comes to moving forward, it's not moving forward. They're saying all the right things to keep you around, or saying all the right things to get you to stay, but they're not doing them. For those of you in another situation where it's like work or debt, because I feel like both of those are in the same energy right now. A lot of you have tried to convince yourself that maybe something won't happen, or you can deal with something later. It's like making excuses for yourself. But whatever this is, it's coming towards you really fast. So if this is a work situation, it's like whatever the issue is amping up at work. And the reason why the energy is amping up is so you can deal with it. It's like you need to see that whatever this is that is not balanced or compromised or some sort of misunderstanding needs to be resolved, because it's blocking you from moving forward or getting to the next step. Okay. So up here we have the 5 of Swords. So you're about to be walking forward in a learning lesson about your decision. Because it's great that you feel how you feel. It's great that you know that the shift is there, because you're starting to see things. It's like the clouds are parting and you're seeing everything clearly now that the rain is gone. You're going to be struggling on what to do next. Yeah. That's like stuck. You're stuck. This is not doing anything new. Keeping everything the same for a moment. I feel like you're making a plan. You're making a plan. You don't want it to be a bad decision. And a lot of you are going to go back to a person for a moment to try to work things out again, or try it from a different perspective. But it has to do with like trying to hold on to what it is that you do have. It's like a last ditch effort to try to hold on. Not wanting things to change. You know, feeling like you can kind of resolve it. But you do have something better on the other side with the Ace of Pentacles. You have an opportunity for something more practical. But you have to get past kind of your ego. 5 of Swords is very much an ego card to me, because it's about power struggles and conflicts and friction, usually with yourself, because you want to be holding the biggest sword, as you can see here. You know, you don't want people to see you fail. It has that type of energy. So that's going to be a struggle moving forward. And very revealing to you about a weakness. This is taking a rest from everything for a second. People, situations, life in general. Taking a rest to figure out what the next step is. What's the best way to nurture yourself as a person? What's going to get you your greatest outcome? Wealth, career-wise, everything. So this is a moment for you to stop fighting for what it is that you thought you wanted so you can figure out what you do want. Because you're seeing that things are not working in your favor here. And you're trying to heal from that with this 5 of Cups in reverse. You know, this is like final acceptance. When you stop fighting for something, you start to see it more clearly. And because of this, you're going to get an opportunity to fight for what you truly want. You know, this is about a next step and a next phase is where I'm going with this. It's like finally putting an ending to something. Really getting it in your brain that this needs to end or this needs to stop so you can move on. Wanting better for yourself. Knowing that you don't have to be stuck in the past. You know, because of ego, because you don't want to do it, because you don't feel like it, because you don't know what's next. You know, all those big question marks. A lot of you are hanging on to relationships because you're in them. Very simple. It has nothing to do with love, passion, anything. It's just being stuck in them because you're in them. Okay? With the Hangman, it's like you're sacrificing what could be ultimate happiness, what could be a next step for you to compromise or stay in a situation that you're in now just because you're in it. Yeah. This is like really having a sense of direction at first. First getting with someone, like, this is the person I love and I feel like I want to work it out with them because we've known each other for so long. And then it turning into, over time, I don't want to leave this person because I'm not sure if I can find someone else. Or I don't want other people to see me fail and make fun of me or something of that nature. But it turned into something negative where you lost your direction on why you were doing it in the first place. Yeah, holding on too tightly. It's that clear. It's that clear. So this is confronting that energy of holding on to something and not allowing new energy to come in. And new energy comes in sometimes in a positive, happy-go-lucky way, like, oh, this is an opportunity. And sometimes it comes in as a lesson. But that's because you need to know this for the future. More like if this is a person, you need to know this so you don't get back in this situation with this person because it was really hard for you to detach, right? For you, work situations, building up the confidence to do what it is that you need to do to make your next step, to jump into your next career, whatever it is, and not think that you have to stay somewhere. You don't have to be there. Right, Page of Cups, giving you that whimsical energy again so you can be excited and a dreamer about your next steps and next excitements. And you don't have to stay where you are, okay? The Fool card. Yeah, that's the environment. That's a new beginning. There's a new beginning, but it's a journey. You know, it's like you have to take a step to jump into this new beginning. That's all that it is. It's like a new set of energy for you. That's what it is. It's not like a person is waiting there. It's not like a job is waiting there. It's just that they're trying to get you out of this stagnant, zip-locked energy, okay? And move you into better energy so new things can happen. It's kind of like being in a new environment or going on a vacation. It's just a new place. So you can grow from there. That's what it feels like to me. Because this old energy is nothing. It's not doing anything anymore. So it's time to resolve this, close it out, and then move forward. Yep, you gotta let that ego go. 5 of Swords in reverse. You gotta lay it down. You gotta make amends with the fact that maybe someone will make fun of you because you didn't do it. You know, whatever it is that you're trying to stop from happening, it's like walk into the lion's den, let it happen, and then move forward. Okay? Yep, you gotta make the changes that you want in your life. And it does seem to me like it's going to be hard. It's going to be a bit of a struggle, okay? But you need to see that you've lost your direction along the way. And that's what's important, is getting you back on track here. Yeah, you're hoping that you can keep everything kind of streamlined and make a real easy transition, but I don't see it that way. That's what's going to keep you held on to things and in a situation where it's stable, but you're not happy. Yeah, and it's not going to grow. So that's your option here if you don't do it. The Death card, you got to put an ending to things so new beginnings can happen. It's that simple. Yep. Yeah. You have an opportunity to be happy and content. Look at that. Happy and content with people that care about you and want you to be happy. You can be happy and content by putting an end to this, finally, once and for all. I mean, it's that simple. So let me try to sum this up here. In a relationship wise, there's someone who has really been struggling about making a decision. I feel like they don't want to fail because they don't want anybody else to see them fail. Or they want to go back to someone they know that person won't take them back. They just know it. It's not that it's true. They just know that this person won't take them back. So they're struggling to deal with whoever it is they're dealing with. I don't feel like they really want to be with this person because they're starting to see that there's not happiness or growth in the relationship. They are going to take a break from this person for a little while to get themselves together, to think. I don't know what's going to come out of it, okay? But it's like they need to fight the fact that they're just sticking with something for routine and not for happiness. And this is about being happy and putting an end to something for their happiness, okay? If this is a work situation, this is like convincing yourself that you just have to stick with this job or put your head down and things will get better, and realizing that that's not what's going to happen, okay? So there's a moment where you actually buckle down and make some sort of plan about going back to school or resolving a conflict in-house, starting a new business, something like that, and then taking the steps to move forward on that, okay? Because you realize that it's about your happiness. It's not just about paying bills. It's not just about getting up in the morning, getting back down, getting up, getting back down, you know. It's about your happiness. If you're going to put your work in, it's like, why not do something that's going to make you happy, okay? If this is a debt situation, it's time for you to deal with it. I feel like you've tried not to deal with it for a long time, or just pay the bare minimum to keep it up. But it's time to really just like buckle down and get it done. Some of you are paying something off, like a house or a car, and you've been holding on to the money. Just do it. Get it over with. I feel like you'll be okay. It's not going to take your last. If it takes your last, this is not for you. Let me see. For those of you who've met someone new, You're sticking to old energy. You're afraid of, I don't know, it's interesting because this old relationship I feel like is not growing. Nothing's happening with it. You may contact this person every once in a while, have a little conversation with them, but I don't feel like it's really going anywhere. But you have an opportunity to talk to someone or get to know someone that may be a little bit different, okay? But you're not taking the leap of faith. You're not jumping into it. You're trying to hold on to this past thing that's not really doing anything. It's staying the same. Nothing's growing, but you have an opportunity to follow your heart into something else. And it may not be like the person for you in the future, but it makes you happy now. I can't understand why you wouldn't want to be happy now, but that's what I'm seeing. Okay? So for the extended version, I'm just going to do another spread because I want to get deeper into this. There's a lot of small stories in this energy. So I'm going to pull a spread. We're going to do, actually I'm going to do this one a little different. I'm going to do thoughts, feelings, and actions. And I'm going to do love on one side. I usually do both people, but I'm going to do love on one side and career, money, abundance on the other. Because I feel like that's how we're going to separate these. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. I'll see you over there. If not, I'll see you next week. I love you. Bye-bye.